What's going on, guys? It's Richie here. For those of you who aren't following my TikTok, right now in my area, there's a big, massive bushfire happening. They've got it contained now, but it's still uncontrolled. Now, it was reported at 8 minutes past 7 on the 29th. That's PM. So now it's been going for about 41 hours. It is still burning. We still have a couple of choppers flying around now here and there, but we don't have nearly as many as we had yesterday, which is fantastic. It means it's starting to do what we need it to do. Now, I'll just chuck over the screen. All this area here that's yellow, that is all on advice for this bushfire, either for smoke. It's currently heading in this sort of direction, which is good because it means it's coming back to the burnt area. It's coming to where they dropped all of the fire retardant. It's an area that they can maintain. A lot of this area just about here is there's nothing for it to burn. So if it keeps coming this way, they may be able to get it under control and get it extinguished. Now this whole area here was all orange, which is where I was, and that was all orange yesterday, which is why there was no stream or anything. Sadly, this area here along the road is still orange because of embers. There is still threat to the lives and properties. So I just want to wish everybody everywhere sort of be safe. I hope no one's property is too severely hit by it. There was one report of a house being hit with embers and fire, but I don't know to what extent that actually was. So I don't want to say it went up in flames. I don't want to say it was a couple of embers that just sort of scorched it. I don't know what the extent of it was. Praying for everybody. There's no injuries. Also want to say a huge, massive thank you to the firefighters, both on the ground and in the air, for putting your lives at risk to help the community to get rid of the fires. I know it's what you do, but most of you firefighters around here, they're not paid, they're volunteers. We do have a couple of career stations, some of whom are helping battle this blaze, but a lot of them are volunteers. They're not getting paid to do this. They're helping their community. Now, alongside the firefighters, I'd like to thank the police force and the traffic controllers, who are doing an amazing job stopping people getting on the roads. That way the firefighters can do their jobs without any issues. They can stay safe, the community can stay safe because they can't get into the fire zones. Huge shout out to the SES, who are doing personnel and equipment runs, things like that, as well as the Salvation Army emergency services truck, who is feeding all of our personnel on the ground. Absolutely incredible. Huge shout out to everybody involved, including the community. The community, we've had a lot of people take out food and water to stations for the firefighters, to the point they've actually been asked, please don't. Salvation Army have set up a donation center just up from me for those that want to still donate to donate. But the biggest thing they've asked for is people just stay away and keep themselves safe, things like that. Now, besides donating that, a lot of people have said we've got space if you need to evacuate. We can take your pets, we can take you, we can take your boats, caravans, whatever it is. We've got space, feel free to come, doesn't matter what time it is, things like that. So huge shout out to the community. It's absolutely awesome that that everybody just comes together. Now, with that being said, obviously yesterday I didn't do any live stream like I would normally because of the fire. I did, however, actually go out and take a whole bunch of photos from a safe area. Mainly because I like photography and whatnot. And this is an opportunity that you don't really get often. And obviously, I don't condone anything that puts lives at risk, yourselves, and especially the firefighters and the emergency services that are doing it. But if you're from a safe distance, and you know your way out, brilliant. These are some of the photos that I did take. You got a nice little fixed wing fire retardant dropper there. Some of the smoke, you've got your choppers. Some of the photos aren't the best, so I don't know why the fizzy ones are still in there. You got a lot of choppers. That one there is like your air command, so that one's actually going around and checking for fires, working out where to do drops alongside the ground control. There's your water drop bombers. There's actually an incredible photo. There's some of your firefighters there. There's an incredible photo if I can pull it up. And I've also got a video of it, and I might add it to the end of this video. But some incredible photos of the water bomber picking up from the lake. It's absolutely incredible to watch. And there it is, taking it away. Obviously, you also have the fire itself. So where we were, you can't really see much of it, but this part here really went up, and it went up a few times. It sparked up a lot, as you can see there. That's that area that sparked up a lot. So obviously I wasn't in the way. I made sure of that. Stay clear of them. Always stay clear of them. Never get in their way. And there's actually a really incredible team that came in. So you've got the Cessna New South Wales Rural Fire Service jet. It's sort of like the pilot or scout jet for the big Hercules bomber. A lot of people asked why do they have the jet. It's mainly so that way they can make sure that the area is clear from all aircraft, and to make sure the ground area is ready for the big boy to do its drop. And seeing it actually dropping the fire retardant is incredible, and it just shows you the scale of how bad it was when they need to bring in the really big guns. This was their third drop because the fire was just constantly jumping the fire retardant line that the smaller planes dropped originally. So to see them bring the big guns in, it was incredible to watch. Quite frightening to think that they needed to bring it in, especially because a lot of the area here ground crews just can't get to, as at least with their trucks they can't, which causes major problems, because obviously you don't want to be away from the truck. Should something go wrong, you need to be near your vehicle. But there's also a lot of unexploded ordnance in here, which also causes issues. So the fact that they had to bring the big boy in is incredible, and it's still going. This area right here is where they pretty much dropped the fire retardant, just to stop this whole southern flank from being able to go up again. They dropped along here, and they dropped along here, because they're trying to push it over to this area where there's nothing to burn. That way they can control it. They're doing back burns at the moment. They're doing an absolutely incredible job. So again, I just want to say a huge thank you to them. Now that I'm not in a bushfire watch and act area, I will be doing a live stream, especially today. On New Year's Day, I will be doing a live stream. So check me out on Twitch. Follow me on TikTok. I'm trying to get at least 50 TikTok followers, so that way we can start doing lives on TikTok when I'm out and about as well. But again, this video was more just a huge shout out to all emergency service personnel. You do an amazing job, especially when you're volunteering your time to put your own lives at risk to help the community. Not all heroes wear capes, and everybody in the emergency services positions, whether or not you're paid or you're volunteering, you are all heroes. Thank you so much for doing what you do and keeping our communities all across the world safe.